go! Coming up on week 2 of the End Zone, it was a statement game if we ever saw one in our Carl Hogan Toyota game of the week. Not to be Columbus played to the slimmest of margins when the clock read 0-0. Wait till you see those highlights. Now, are you worthy? New Hope, West Point, Amory trying to show them where along with Tupelo. It's also Rivalry Friday. The Little Egg Bowl, the Skunk Bowl, Monroe County Rivalry, it's all coming up.
The WCBI EndZone Show with Robbie Donahoe and Tom Ebel is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center, Carl Hogan Toyota, East Mississippi Community College, and Max South.
Welcome into week 2 of the End Zone, presented by OCH Regional Medical Center and our great sponsors from Carl Hogan Toyota, East Mississippi Community College, and Max South. I am Robbie Donahoe, riding solo with you this evening. What a night it was. We had a couple teams making a little history with their rivalry games, and we also had a couple teams that made statements. This game right here, our Carl Hogan Toyota game of the week, it was a statement type of game between Knoxville County and Columbus. It wasn't a situation where if one team lost, they'd be down for the count, the other team that won would rise to the occasion. Now, these two teams are still going to be playing in the mix for a state championship at the end of the season. But boy, we got a slugfest of the highest variety tonight in our game of the week.
WCBI High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota in Columbus.
If you're looking for a truck, I highly recommend the Toyota Tacoma. It's a beautiful truck. It's a great car. Go get yourself one at Carl Hogan Toyota. The Tigers, eager to get out there, and the Falcons are, well, there. That's an angry-looking bunch. It was the whiteout versus the blackout tonight, and not a great start for the Falcons on special teams. Punt snap goes through the end zone. It will be a safety, 2-0 lead for Knoxville. By the way, Columbus hasn't won this game against the Tigers since 2007. They have a 4th and goal play here to take the lead after that 2-0 lead, but Kendra Connor stopped in the backfield. No, sir. No points, and we'd stay at a 2-0 game after one. Second quarter, Malik Stallings finding Keziah Pruitt. This is the guy that you want to try to find along with Kimbatrick Mason, and a great tackle on the open field there from Derek Beckham Jr. tracking him down. It's going to be all for naught because later Malik Stallings would call his own number and get into the end zone. Extra point no good. Could have come back to haunt the Tigers, but it's an 8-0 lead for Knoxville. On the ensuing kickoff, oh boy, I would not kick it to the guy who wears number 8 in the purple and gold. That's Kylan Hill. Makes one move. See ya. Watch the speed past Kimbatrick Mason, who's pretty fast in his own right. Bot can't catch him. Kylan's into the end zone. 90-yard touchdown to the Fred Ross. Yeah, shake it off, man. 8-7 lead at halftime for Knoxville. This game got wild late. The Tigers come back from an 8-point deficit in the fourth quarter to win 24-23. The Tigers back to 500. The Falcons, even though they didn't win this game, you almost feel like it's, okay, Columbus is making a statement saying, okay, we belong. We deserve to be in the conversation to play for a state title in 6A. You kind of think 6A North is kind of wide open right now with what's going on with South Panola. We're going to get to that here in a moment. Speaking of 6A North, let's dive into the Little Egg Bowl with Starkville. The Yellow Jackets looking pretty good tonight on the road at Oxford. I love those new helmets for the Chargers. That white really looks good. Malik Brown, he's a sophomore, and he's starting at quarterback. First sophomore starting at quarterback ever for head coach Ricky Woods. Didn't play like a sophomore tonight. He looked good. Getting a first down carry there, and here comes Dre Swanigan. Coming up the middle, gets near the red zone, and then later, we're going to see Malik Brown go to the air, and you kind of think Hugh Freeze is going to like this throw. Brown, fade, touchdown. Cameron Gardner going up and getting it, using that entire 6'3 frame. Starkville wins 28-16. The Jackets stay perfect to start the season. They look sharp tonight. To the flood zone we go. Them Blankets of Tupelo taking on Corinth, trying to win their second straight home game to start the year. First drive here, Ray Sanjordi going to find Austin Watkins making a couple nifty moves, and he's still going down the sidelines. Takes it all the way to the 35, would lead to a missed field goal, so no score. Still in the first quarter, here comes that Tupelo defense, which was nasty tonight. Getting the sack in the backfield, and then here's the guy you want to keep an eye on. It is J. Rock Williams, and let's get rocking, folks. All the way to the end zone for a 65-yard touchdown. Tupelo wins it 44-21. The Golden Wave are 2-0, and they got a certain county rival coming up here soon that we'll get to in just a moment. Let's go to West Point. Green Wave itching to start this season. Remember, they didn't play last week So this is their first game of the year, taking on Louisville. This game sort of took a while to get going. Late night, though, going up top. How about the catch by DeMario Edwards, getting a first down. Drive would stall, though, so now Louisville is going to turn to Isaiah Latham on the punt return. Again, Louisville maybe got a bit, shell-shocked last week, losing to New Hope by 1. This looked like the Louisville team we expected to see this year. They looked much better. They don't have Dalen Gill this year, as he's done for the season after an injury last week. But Louisville played up to their potential, was tied at 7 at the half. West Point goes on to win 33-13. By the way, West Point at Starkville next Friday. Oh boy, that's going to be a fun one. Here's the, if you want a shocker of the night, South Panola loses to Meridian, 18-7. Also, Brandon beat Madison Central, 33-24. Itawamba still perfect, beats New Albany, 21-7. Pontotoc, the Warriors are still perfect, 38-26 winners over Kasuth. Tisch County shuts out Alcorn Central, 28-0. And we move back in to the highlights. New Hope is at Aberdeen, and again, we warn you, this is a Bulldogs team that's going to look very different towards the end of the season. Here comes a tunnel screen from Thomas Stevens to Andre Irby, and they're trying to catch Andre, and, well, you're not going to catch Andre. 60-yard touchdown. Trojans making a 21-8 lead, and then the New Hope defense started to turn up again. Aberdeen still finding their self on offense a little bit. Here, going deep, and it was a big hit in the backfield, but basically just throwing it to anyone who wants it, and Jordan Randall was the guy who wanted it. He gets the pick. That would set up New Hope on offense now. Thomas Stevens back to work. He's looked really, really good at quarterback so far this year. Going with the deep ball to Terriante Thomas. That's a good guy to throw to because he's got some good hands. Gets it into the red zone, but eventually lead to a Tyron Reed touchdown run for New Hope. It's all Trojans, TPOD, 41-24 over Aberdeen. Amory at Saltillo. The Panthers got a little humbled last week in their loss to DeSoto Central. Saltillo hung tough with North Pontotoc, so this was not going to be an easy test for Amory. Big hit in the backfield there by Patrick Berry on quarterback Kane Wilbanks. Amory going to try to capitalize on their ensuing possession. On Xavier Latham, going to run, puts them into field goal range. Panthers will get a field goal, take a 10-3 lead. But now Amory's going to go to the air. Here comes Z. Gates, going to find Emmanuel. Here he goes to the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown. Panthers had to hold on late. Saltillo is playing a lot of good teams really tough. Tigers fall. Amory wins 24-16 over Saltillo. When we return on the end zone, more scores and highlights to get to. If you like your football physical, well, you're in luck. You got a couple physical teams that are ready to face off on the gridiron. Calhoun City, Houston, Shannon, Caledonia all looked physical. And we'll also get the Skunk Bowl 2016. Points at a premium in this one, and it was a fun one. And then a couple teams trying to find out, are you worthy? How about Choctaw County, North Pontotoc, South Pontotoc possibly? Y'all scores and highlights when we come back. Back here in the end zone, presented by OCH Regional Medical Center. Back into the highlights. Probably the most physical game of the night was between Calhoun City and Houston. And liking those new uniforms out of City, by the way. Here come the Toppers, and here comes Uriah Shepard, your quarterback. Here, going to scramble, trying to run for the first down here. Very nearly gets there, gets it down to the 3-yard line, but it would bring up 4th and inches. So Uriah's going to have to do it himself on the 4th and inches play. He's going to get that first down, and then to get the touchdown, he's going to need Omario Johnson to punch it through to the end zone for the score. 7-0 lead for the Hilltoppers. In the second possession here for Houston, Uriah Shepard going to go to the air, but Treshawn Cooper peeking into that backfield. He's watching that pass all the way. Gets the interception, and the Wildcats able to turn that into points, and it would come from Jesse Neighbors on the direct snap. How about the nice moves? Yep, point yourself to the end zone, Jesse. You're headed there. But Houston, it's a big win for the Toppers, 21-7 over Calhoun City. To Caledonia and more, but boy, the Feds were feeling all sorts of points tonight. How about the little inside pitch to Zion Ford for Spencer Unruh? And Zion is built Ford tough because he's on his way to the end zone. 28-6 lead for the Feds. They were just getting warmed up towards the end of this first half. Unruh throwing, finding Jamel Thomas. Watch him elude. There's 5 green jerseys that somehow he gets away from there. There's another touchdown. It's 35-6 Caledonia. But like a good infomercial, wait, there's more. Bad snap. Unruh growing up top. Travion Blair for another touchdown. Caledonia went off tonight, 49-24 the final, as the Feds get their first win of the year. To Shannon and Nettleton, the Red Raiders took out Caledonia last week, trying to beat Nettleton, and Tylon Whitfield starting off rather easily for the Red Raiders. 5-yard touchdown, 21-0 lead for Shannon. Nettleton looking to answer on their ensuing possession, but the run play going nowhere here. So the Tigers going to try to go to the air, and Colton Osborne is throwing, and he's going to find Contavious Walker. One problem with that, Contavious plays for the other team, and he's going all the way back for a pick six. Touchdown. Shannon wins it 35-0. Red Raiders, time to realize they are for real. Daryl Carter putting things together at the right time over at Shannon. Let's get to some other scores. South Pontotoc now 2-0. This is a good win. Oklahoma's a very tough football team. Cougars win 28-18. Railroad rivalry goes to Water Valley. The Blue Devils defeat the Pirates 55-0. Ripley capitalizes on Zay Collins being ejected and not playing in the second half of tonight's game. Beeman nearly came back and won, but that game falls to 34-30. Benton County defeats West Tallahatchie in that same scoreline, 34-30. And Biggersville's over New Site, 26-12. To the Skunk Bowl. No skunks harmed in the making of this highlight. It's Boonville and Baldwin, another one of those points at a premium kind of games. Early on, opening drive here, John Swinney going to put a good pass on the money there to Felix Hayes. He's going to get down near the 30-yard line, get the first down. But a couple plays later, that same connection, Swinney to Hayes, but this time Felix unable to hang on to the football. Ball popped loose. Blue Devils recover, so they're going to take advantage, and they're going to get going on their next possession. Great crowd tonight at Latimer Park. Here comes Preston Stroop, going to find... That's a good guy to find. Tyrese Bell gets out to midfield. It would be a defensive battle. Boonville wins their first Skunk Bowl since 2013. Blue Devils and Mike Maddox are now 2-0. They win 13-6 over Baldwin. For the Choctaw County Winona, yeah, we love the Winona cheerleaders as much as you love us here. The Tigers hosting Choctaw County, starting things off with Tyler Moore, finding J-Arius Lofton, picking up a decent game, but that combination worked so well the first time. Let's go pump and go. Moore to Lofton. One more time. How about that pitch and catch? 50-yard touchdown. Tigers making this one a game and making it a fun football game. Now Choctaw County going to work on offense. Now, this game would stay close throughout, and part of the reason why Choctaw County is so good on offense is because they have Woody Val, and then they also have Chris Townsell, who pretty good running back in his own right. There's a couple carries here. He's also going to get a catch. He made himself very well known in this highlight. Choctaw County 2-0 as they beat a tough Winona team tonight, 28-14. Good one. To the Tatch we go. Tatchy hosting Belmont tonight. No score first quarter. Some trouble on the punt here. Seth Johnson actually makes the right call in not punting because it would have been blocked. But regardless, Belmont takes over with good field position. Parker Bolton going to take the handoff here for the Cardinals. Gets it down to about the half-yard line. But he would finish off his dirty work right here. Punching in the end zone for a touchdown. 6-0 lead, and the Cardinals would add the two-pointer on this next play. Kirk Sparks going to find Will Farr. Belmont beats Manatee 22-6. They're fine. When we return on the end zone, a couple 1A, 2A battles tonight, and two of them went the way we expected. One of them was a shocker. We'll tell you who got the big win of the night from Class 1A, and also a county rivalry between Smithville and Hatley. A little slow starting in this one. It exploded in the second half, and we'll also have a couple MHSA and AIS battles. All sorts of good highlights, plenty of scores when we come back on the end zone. Welcome back into the end zone. Diving into our classes 1A, 2A. We also got a 3A team in here. They used to be a 2A team. But we start with our Region 4 2A teams. East Webster, your defending 2A North champions, taking on Noxapater. Now, this game got a little out of hand towards the end. Early on it got out of hand. Here you see the score. East Webster's already up 30-0. They wouldn't score after that. Here comes Miller Hancock on your punt return. Now, he had a pick six called back last week, and, well, he's going to have that punt called back. Here comes Quay Evans. He had a big game on the ground. So did Charlie Brand, who threw for 3 touchdowns tonight. It was all East Webster, 30-10 over Noxapater. We move to Eupora and French Camp. Here come the Panthers running out. Boy, the Eupora defense, my goodness, they got after it tonight in the backfield. Kendall Coleman chased down by a host of white jerseys, nowhere to go there, so now it's time to run. And we would be doing some running here with Al Dumas picking up a decent gain, close to a first down. But don't worry, Al's going to haul in a touchdown pass here from Tanner Knight as he gets past the defense, using that speed and getting away for the score. All Eupora tonight, 40-7, the final. The Eagles 2-0, and Eupora's a darn good football team. They defeat the Panthers. Let's go to Smithfield and Hatley, Monroe County rivalry. These two defenses look pretty stout early on. This game really didn't start to open up and get fun and interesting towards the second half. We already know that Smithfield defense is pretty good, and they showed it again tonight. D. Moore, you're going to see him get this handoff here on this next play. He broke a couple long runs in the second half when this defense from Hatley started wearing down a little bit. It was all Smithfield in the second half. 40-9. The Knolls are 2-0. They had a tough win last week against Belmont. They stay perfect with a win over their county rival. To East Union and Hamilton, this game from last night, the Urchins looking pretty good against the Lions, and it's partly because Joe Wilkinson's an athlete really coming of age here, taking off, finding a nice hole up the middle for a 30-yard touchdown. East Union, that was really the only points they needed because they would run away from it after that. 48-0 your final. The Urchins with a good win over the Lions. The other score from Thursday night, Walnut, the Joe Bowl. Wildcats went 31-14. Thrasher over Potts came tonight 30-16. Vardaman maybe gets the win of the night, defeating Bruce. First Rams win over the Trojans since 2010. Way to go, Larry Gann and Vardaman. Ada Wyatt shuts out Clarkdale 26-0. Ethel shuts out Holka 22-0. Columbus Christian winning on the road tonight at Kirk 18-14. Hebron falls to Delta Street 48-0. And then Delta Academy defeats Calhoun Academy 32-12. When we return, we'll get to more of those MAIS, MHSAA games, so don't go anywhere. We'll keep it locked here on the EndZone. Back here in the EndZone, presented by OCH Sports Medicine. Back into the highlights, a couple of MHSAA, MAIS battles. We start with Starkville Academy taking on West Lowndes. Don't worry about the kickoff here. We're starting the second half here as we get going between Starkville Academy and West Lowndes. Panthers and Volunteers doing battle. We start things off with the Panthers and Quinshawn Lucius. Their talented athlete getting a good gain and getting a decent pickup. But Starkville Academy is going to take over on offense, and Noah Methvin's going to go to the air. And how about this catch by Brady Richardson? Through the hands of the DB and hauls it in for the touchdown. Starkville Academy really starting to increase on that lead. They were making it, they extended that lead pretty extensively in the second half. And watch this big hit from Dalton Dempsey on Kintro Guyton. Still made the catch, though. The Volunteers, your winners, 41-14 over West Lowndes. Let's go over to Heritage Academy. The Patriots taking on Lamar. Now, we start this one in the third quarter. Heritage trailed 13-6 at the half, actually led 6-0 in the first quarter. Here, Tyler Anderson going to start things off, kicking it out to Brandon Jones, getting a decent gain, close to a first down, but eventually would have to give this one up to Lamar. The Raiders, a really, really good football team. They demolished Winston Academy last week, and here, Heritage just going to fall 26-6, but no worries. Patriots looked solid tonight in spurts. Still trying to get back on track. To Winston Academy and Winona Christian. Interesting battle here. Junior Graham, the head coach of Winona Christian, was the head coach at Winston Academy last year. Different sort of fate this time. It's here Jesse Boydston, your quarterback, going to take off, pounds his way into the end zone for a touchdown. 7-0 lead for Winston. And there is the aforementioned Junior Graham at Winona Christian. On the ensuing kickoff, the star is going to go to one of their stars. It's Paul Green, who's going to start from the 5-yard line, get a couple nice blocks, has a seam, goodbye. The green light is on for Mr. Paul Green. 95-yard touchdown. Winona Christian would not score again. 39-6 Winston Academy. That's a big win on the road for the Patriots. And Oak Hill Academy and TCPS. We start things off in the third quarter. A 16-9 lead here for the Raiders. Ken Dill, your quarterback for Oak Hill, going to scramble, roll out, gets a good pickup. Very close to a first down carry. So we're going to go to the air. The run worked, but let's go passing. Dill going to go up top, and he's going to find John Carver Middleton. Gets past the defense and gets a first down. But TCPS takes over after they get the stop on defense. And Bo Robertson is going to go up top, and he's going to find Rob Pillow all alone for the touchdown. That cut the lead to 16-15. How about the win tonight for Oak Hill Academy? 31-15. over TCPS. Other scores from around the area. Victory Christian falls to Tabernacle 40-28. In Pickens County, the Pickens County rivalry, Gordo defeats Aliceville 20-0. Hamilton over Selledge at 48-28. Corner defeats South Lamar 35-21. Oakman over Vernon 40-8. And Pickens County Reform, they were winners tonight over Thorsby 52-0. So come on back. We got more to talk about here on the End Zone. We'll recap some of the best moments from week 2 of high school football. Don't go anywhere. If you want to see this whole show again, we will show it to you again, 12:35 a.m. on WCBI or 10 a.m. on My Mississippi. It's our last weekend before we have college football back in our lives, so enjoy it. The chaos is coming. We appreciate you all tuning in for week 2 of the End Zone. We will be back same time, same place for week 3. Until then, have a great weekend.
The WCBI EndZone Show with Robbie Donahoe and Tom Ebel is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center, Carl Hogan Toyota, East Mississippi Community College, and Max South.